Hi, this is the help video for Access Chapter 9, Problem Solve, homework assignment. We are on step number 8. So we have the main form open. We just put the calculated field in the footer of the developer app subform. So now we're going to look at number 8. Open the form developer purchase in its own window. So subform in a new window where I am assuming, let's see, 1 inch. Add a new field that will calculate the total number of apps that the developer has calculate the total number, so that would be like a count of apps the author has sold. And what we need to see is what we're counting on. Calculator, use, oh here it is, use purchase date field. Okay, so we've opened this subform up. So it's in its new window. We opened the form footer up. We're going to come up here and find the control for a text box. It doesn't really say where. So I'm just going to do it right about here, right about the 1 inch. And the data for the text box, control source, right click, zoom, and we're going to do equal count, and the field they want us to count is purchase date, right? So count, parentheses, bracket, purchase date, bracket, parentheses. Then we want to name this control total apps, and we're going to change the labels caption to total space apps, and we're good. We're going to save that subform, and we're going to close out of the subform. Remember, we get that weird look, so we're going to change our view and then change it back, and it will have refreshed and we're all good. So we're done with step number 8. Step number 9, insert a new page to the tab control, right? So we're going to select, and I did a right click. So notice here, I'm not in the window inside. I have the orange around the entire tab control. Right click, insert page. In this page, we're going to call it, so we have to go to properties, and we're going to caption it. How are we captioning it? Instead of page 18, it's going to be developer summary. Insert a new field with the total royalty calculated field. Okay, so let's see if we can remember how to do that. So we're going to put in a new unbound control. So I went up to text box and I clicked it in here. We'll mess with where it's at right now. So then for its control source in the properties, I'm going to right click, zoom. Actually, let's do the build. So let's build. So we're going to open up the form developer, and then we need to open up where the control, where the calculated field is that we did. And so this one, insert a new field with total royalty. So that was out of this developer app, remember? So I'm going to open up developer app, and then we're going to find total royalty. Double click on that. It's going to put that in there, and you don't have to go through the hassle of entering that structure. Name the field total royalty, and then the label caption is total royalty. Okay, and then we're just going to size this, although it doesn't really matter. We're going to format this text box as currency, and we're done with step number 9. I suspect we're going to do the same thing for the count that we did in the apps. Okay, and we are. So we're going to begin by doing a text box, popping it in there. We're going to go to data, control source. We're going to build. I'm going to use the ellipse. Because of the control I want to put on here is not in this main form, but a subform, I need to open up and double click on that subform. So I now see the controls for that subform. We're looking for total apps. I'm going to double click on it. It puts it in there. Okay, so now that is done. We just need to do some name changes. So if we go to all, the name for this text box is total apps altogether. And then the label caption is total space apps. Align, so we're good. I'm going to make this bigger, size it out. We're going to align the labels. I'm going to drag them over here to the left. Oops. And then let's do arrange, align, left. And I actually want to move this back. I moved it. I stretched it. Okay. Total apps. We moved that left. And the 2 text boxes right. So let's do align right and save it. Move all 4 up to the top corner. So we're just going to, I got too much selected. I just want these boxes. So all I did was outside it. I click, hold, and drag, and making sure that only the orange boxes are around. So we're going to put that in there, and we're okay. That looks good. So we're going to be done with number 10, and let's just save that to make sure. Lock form developer app and lock the fields. Okay. All right, so we need to lock the royalty and the total apps. So I'm on the text box, and I'm just on all. So I want to scroll down and find locked, set to no. We're going to switch it to yes. We're going to do the same thing on the other control. We're going to make it yes. Then we're going to work on the page. So I'm going to go to this developer app, and I want to pick this little box right here. That is the property sheet for the subform and not the page. So I have some students that will have the orange box here, but what you're looking at is the control for the tabs. We want the control, right? See here, it's page. We want the control for the subform. And to select that, we're going to do that little box at the corner there. And then we want to scroll down and find locked. Okay. It's almost all the way to the bottom. So I'm going to make that yes. So you want to make sure this says subform subreport, and I just did all and went to the bottom. We're going to do the same thing for app purchase. I'm going to click on this, make sure it says subform subreport, scroll almost to the bottom. We're going to change that no to a yes, and we are done. Let's just make sure subform, subform, and the fields are locked. Okay, we're going to add a button below the tab to close the form. So we're going to go back to design, go into buttons. We're going to place a button somewhere around here. It's going to bring up the wizard. We want to close the form, so we're going to go to form operation, close form. We're going to use the text close form, and the name is going to be CMD close form. Finish. And I am going to left, let's see, horizontal is at 1 inch, so I'm going to just type that as a 1, 3.5, which is where I'm at, so I'm good. It doesn't say anything about the size. All right, so we're done with 12. We're going to 13. We're going to add another to find app. So we're going to do a button. We're going to just click it because we'll reposition it whenever. Oops, button, click. All right, so on this one, we want to open form find app sales. So once again, we want to open a form. So form operation, open form. The form we want to open is find app sales, find app sales. And the text is going to be find app sales. Next, we're going to name it CMD find app sales. Finish. We're going to align by their top. So this one, I always like to just kind of make sure. So I'm going to bring this one low because I want to align it to this top. So I'm going to select both of those, arrange, align, top, and it'll put that there. Size to widest. So now the buttons are identical and they're on the same line on the screen. All right, we're done with 13. Change the background color of the header. So I'm going to select this header section so that I have a section form header, and we're going to go to format, background color, right? And blue accent 1. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to open this up. Maybe, where did it go? And we want to find blue accent 1, lighter 40. Okay, so it turned it a little bit darker. Save and close. So I actually want to see if it works, right? That's not it. Developer. So let's look up Kathy. Here's her apps. Here's her summary. Total royalties, $2, 3 apps. Okay, close. Cool. Let's run it again. Find app sales. There's the app sales. That worked good. We're back. Close. Excellent. Okay, works. We're going to be done with 14. We have 15. Create a blank form and name it form app QBF. All right, let's. Okay, so create a blank, and we're going to name it FRM app QBF. We're going to go to layout view if you're not there. Add a text box. We know how to do that. I actually like doing this in design, so I'm sorry. I'm going to switch to design. So the unbound control is going to be, let's see what we're doing here. In layout view, add a text box. Add the label search developer's name. So we got to switch over to properties. So design, properties, this label, this caption, is going to be search developer name, colon, and edit the name property of the text box. So name, and call this one search developer name. Add a second text box under edit the label. Okay, we'll do that first. Label caption, and it's going to be search app name colon, and we're going to set the property for the unbound. The name is going to be search app name. Okay. Increase the width of text boxes, both text boxes. So I used my shift to select them both. Format width is going to be 2 inches. Make them bigger. And I am going to actually line this up like that. Actually, that doesn't look very good. Let's do this. Now let me switch. Yeah, that's okay. So I'm going to take these two controls and just scoot them to the right a little bit. We're going to take this, drag. Oh, they're still connected. Okay, let's just do this. Let's make these bigger. Let's make these 1.5. I think that should work. So let's do a width of 1.5. There we go. Width 1.5 and go over. So then this and this, arrange, align right. Arrange, align left. There we go. Sometimes you just got to play with it. All right, so we did that in save the form. Done with 15. 16. Edit the query so that the developer name, we're going to go into the query find app in design view. Edit the query find app query so that the developer's name and app name criteria rows use the values in the appropriate form control. Okay, so how do we do that? So remember, that's where we did, so this would be developer name in the criteria. That's where we're going to do, I'm going to zoom so you can see it. That's where we did this like, asterisk, and you know what, let's do, sorry, let's do a build. So we're going to do like, asterisk, and then we need to go to the form that has it. So I'm going to open up the database. I'm going to open up the form. I'm going to do all forms, and we want to find the form app QBF. From there, we want the developer name, search developer name. So we're going to double click, and asterisk. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing for, we're going to do like, asterisk, and we're going to go to our database, go to forms, all forms, and this one, the app name, we're going to let's see, form app QBF, and we want search app name and asterisk. Okay, so save that. We're done with 16. Yep. Add a button to form app QBF that searches the records. So we're going to go to design, button, pop it in here, and we are going to so what we want to do here is we want to run this wizard, or I'm sorry, this query from this form. So this button is the button that's going to allow us to run the query. So queries are under miscellaneous, run query, next. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to do query find apps QBF. The text is going to be search records, next, cmd run QBF query, finish, save, close, and let's run this. Oh, do I have a typo there, or did I just not put it in there? So I left everything blank, and so it brought up everything. But let's see. Let me put in Frank here. Search records. And then I limit it to Frank. Let me see if I could... Oh, let's run it again. Let's put in games. I'm going to take Frank out. I'm going to do games. Search. So now games, games, games. Pretty cool. All right, so that works. So we're done with 17. And we're done with this assignment. All right, submit it, and thank you.